was overwhelming ones, so it looks like we're starting with Stuttering John, by the way.
Damn you! Why? Why do you do this to me? Damn it! I can talk like Aaron all day. That's my favorite thing.
It's just like George Clooney in the movie. He's like, it just doesn't get any easier. He whistles away.
You've left me no choice but to talk about Stuttering John. So there's a lot I want to talk about. First of all, there's a video that I said we wouldn't play on this program. Last week, we talked a lot about how I'm lying again, by the way, guys. Last week, I lied and said we wouldn't play this video. It only took me a week this time. Because John is now going after people's mothers. For some reason, Tukey. Some know him as Rocco. But I like Tukey a lot. I just mentioned him a minute ago. I think he's a very funny guy, good broadcaster. I enjoy his stuff. And he played the clip that we're about to play on his show. Originally, Shuli played it, and I said, personally, you guys can do what you want. I said, personally, I don't like the idea that Kate Meany was recording John without his knowledge. I actually genuinely don't like it. Instead of just saying, like, hey, guys, that was pretty shitty of you to do, John is not only threatening litigation, and he's gone to the FBI on these people, supposedly. I don't know. But also, I don't know if you're aware of this, Craig, the most recent thing. He's showing pictures of Tukey's mom, his real life mom. He's naming her. He's put her name out there, and he's shown pictures of her. And he said, what do you think this woman would think about what you're doing? So
this is going to lead to him getting beaten to death in the streets of somewhere.
So, that's not a threat, by the way, John.
Not threatened. I won't. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, you start.
Dox Tukey all you want. We don't care.
Yeah. Well, I care.
But in support of my brother Tukey, I said we will join them in prison. So we're going to play this clip, John, and now you can add us to the lawsuit if you'd like. Because the only reason we're playing this, John, keep in mind, last week I said I was on your side. I don't like that they recorded you. I think it was very shitty of Kate Meany. I don't think it's something that should have been celebrated, that this woman pretended to be your friend just to get you to say dumb things on a recorded phone call. But to prove to you that it is not illegal to do this, we took a clip from Twitter that we will be playing on the podcast now. Now, if you want to include us in a lawsuit, by all means, John, go for it. So here it is, the clip that John is suing everyone over.
He drinks espresso martinis.
Yeah, that's a fag.
No, not the one of you, Craig. The one of Stuttering John.
Oh, this one?
Shut up, you faggot.
Yeah, so that's I'm glad you played that. So this is the other thing I wanted to mention. John has dug his heels in, that he doesn't use that word.
Oh.
That was one clip from the movie One Too Many that John wrote and starred in. Would you care to play the other? Because I find this to be more interesting.
You fucking cocksucker, bone-smoking, faggot, homo piece of shit.
Yeah, John, so maybe don't say you don't use those words. How about that? Like, I think it's fine. Let them fly. Who cares? Say them to your kids if you want. What do I care?
I guess I'm gay, dude, because espresso martinis are nice.
I love an espresso martini, actually. So I'm a, you know what? John already told us.
Wrong program, or else I'd say it.
Actually, as a matter of fact, what am I, John?
Oh, shit. Fuck. Hold on.
He drinks espresso martinis.
Yeah, that's a fag.
Well, John, that's not descriptive enough. Let me say to you again. I enjoy an espresso martini. Your thoughts?
A fag.
No, play the other one.
Oh.
Shut up, you faggot.
Hey, John, listen, I just like an espresso martini. What can I say?
You fucking cocksucker, bone-smoking, faggot, homo piece of shit.
Well, it's the lifestyle I've chosen. What can I tell you, John? I'm sorry you don't agree with it.
Shut up, you faggot.
Come, play, please. I'm trying to level with you. I'm just a guy like anyone else.
Shut up, you faggot.
I did tell Tukey to add those to his mata. They do something called John on the Eights on Tukey's program. where every 10 minutes they play a montage of John saying the F word.
Yeah. And he didn't have those ones?
No, they didn't have that. I said, guys, he's never seen the movie. I said, oh, you're missing out, buddy.
You are missing out.
So, Tukey, we can send you those if you'd like. Reach out to Craig.
I feel like we have to watch that again.
We might have to. Through the eyes of a proud gay man that drinks espresso martinis like myself.
Yeah. I mean, wood paneling is so last week, dude. Espresso martinis.
Again, John, I actually don't agree with people trying to like get you in trouble for that word. If anyone's doing that, I don't know that they are. But if people are like, ooh, John said the F word, let's get his YouTube channel taken down. I think that's, well, what would John call those people, Craig?
If I just fucking
keep him up. We're going to need him.
Yeah,
that's a fact.
Okay. Well, listen, I think those people are doing something that John would have a lot of descriptive words about. I don't like the idea of trying to get his YouTube channel taken down or anything if anyone's trying to do that. And I think it's shitty that they recorded you. But now, John, you've taken it to a different level.
You fucking cocksucker, bone-smoking, faggot, homo piece of shit.
I'm trying to defend you here, buddy. You're not giving me a lot of... You're not making it easy.
In the world of drops, that's insanely long. And it's him just saying different gay slurs.
It's crazy. He wrote that.
Yes.
He can't be like Leo in Django, where he's like, oh, it really troubled me to have to say that. He wrote it.
He seemed pretty natural saying it, too.
That's the best line he delivered in the whole movie.
It was
like, oh, now that's acting. So, John, like, allow people to be on your side for once. Here's the problem is you're not good at playing the victim because you do things like this, where you go to the FBI. Now, I do have a friend that works in the FBI. And I did ask for clarification. Unfortunately, this is not a particularly high-ranking member, I don't think. And they basically said they get their dick kicked in if they go to individual files. But he did tell me that things like this are filed all the time. Like just some asshole saying, hey, a lady recorded me in a one-party state. Can the FBI do something about it? Apparently that's pretty common. And I don't know how seriously they're going to take it. But it is very possible that John filed something against these people. So I would say add us to the list, John, of people that have played this. If you're going to take us all to court, go for it. We're next on the list, I guess.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Like, hey, what can I do? I'm just a broadcaster, you know?
He is. I don't know how he enjoys life at all. I don't.
It's got to be killing him. The only possibility is that John is the greatest. Like Andy Kaufman can go fuck himself. John is the greatest character actor of all time. Like if he's fooling all of us into thinking this is a real guy, mwah, you've built a masterpiece, my friend.
Yeah. Because
it's hard to believe that this is a human being that keeps stepping on rakes and all that, as they say, but he seems to be. So can we now play his latest? He was at Kevin Brennan's house this week.
Yeah, this is the weirdest thing he's ever done, I think.
Is it weirder than him being at Melton's house?
Yeah.
It might be, right?
Because I think he's lying about how the doorman interaction went.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
Oh, no. There's... I'll explain that. I think WATP played some more video that he took or something. I couldn't quite tell what it was from, but I can explain that a little bit. But if you haven't seen it, here is Stuttering John filming himself outside the home of Kevin Brennan, which, as I say that, keep in mind, for all the things that John has had done to him, all the trolling and everything, John is the only one that has gone to not one, but two people's homes to confront them. He's knocked on their door to try and have a physical confrontation with them. So let's see John's video from KB's house.
Hey, my friends, this is the Duke.
Hello, Duke.
I spent the visit to Kevin's apartment. Turns out the doorman was a big fan of mine, took a picture with me.
Wow.
Of course. It's going to kill Kevin when he gets back. And his doorman goes, hey, was here? Stuttering John was here to see you. Oh, Kev, too good. Well, Kevin, I gave you the warning. It's there. I told your doorman his name begins with a W. And let me tell you, I told him don't cross the Duke. Give that message to Mr. Brennan.
I gotta say, Kevin Brennan doesn't seem like the type of guy that has a fuzzy relationship with his doorman.
He just might.
I don't think he's walking out. Hey, William, what's happening, my brother?
We haven't even
So-
got to the weirdest part of this video yet, to me.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear that then before I throw in my 2 cents.
To Mr. Brennan. Kev, when you least expect it, expect it.
My God.
Yeah.
Oh God.
That whole part.
What a super villain.
That's the last thing you hear before you die.
Now, I would just say, John, if you want to come off as a tough guy and have these people not laugh at you the way they are, maybe go to one of these homes when someone is actually there. You know, like John is calling all of these Patrick Melton and Kevin Brennan. He's calling them cowards for not being home when he shows up. John, I was out from about 12:30 to 9 p.m. yesterday. If you showed up at my house, I wouldn't have been there. Does that make me a coward or just a guy that had plans?
Actually, yes, it does.
Oh, I didn't realize. Maybe he was. Maybe John was at my house yesterday. I
Blind
wouldn't know.
Mike wasn't home. He's such a pussy.
Coward. Oh, we're gonna get to the information I have on John, by the way. I don't.
Oh,
really,
good.
But we're gonna get to it.
Oh, yes, right.
So John is he's going to these people's houses and it's crossing such a line. I'm trying my Casey Day put it perfectly last week. John makes you cross your own morals. Like,
Right.
I don't want to play a video of John being recorded, but he's making it news, for lack of a better word. He's going on his show and talking about it every day, which makes it something people are interested in, which makes it something that people in this audience would be interested in. So I kind of have to play it. Like, you've now made it, again, news is kind of a silly word. I don't think ABC News is reporting on this, but
Redbird in the chat. It's not a super chat, but I found it funny. Just in all caps says, "The Duke always rings twice."
knock, knock. Also, here's what would have happened if Kevin was home. John would have gone, Kev, why are you talking? Why you gotta talk shit about me? And Kevin would have gone, John, I don't know. I'm doing a show, John. I don't know. Just leave me alone.
You're in
And
my
John
lobby.
John would go, okay, Kev, but can't you just, why can't we be pals, Kev? Come on. Okay, John, whatever. My fucking family's home. It would not have been this royal rumble that John is pretending like the Lucchese's and the Gambinos have finally, they have no other choice.
If John was in the mob, he's Bonanno for sure.
John would be blabbing every fucking secret. He's
That's
Polly
right.
Walnuts.
That's why he'd be in the exiled Bonanno family. They're the ones that let Pistone in, to Donnie Brasco. You got to meet this guy.
Oh, that's actually a perfect. Yeah, John's constantly letting people in his family that are undercover. That's actually a perfect analogy.
Stuttering Pistone.
All right, we got Donnie Brasco coming in. Donnie, you're not gonna porn bomb me, are you?
Yeah, they're gonna open up a casino in Florida called Duke's Court.
Look, no, I've talked to Donnie Brasco. He's a good guy. He wouldn't do that to me.
He's straight paper.
A week later, Donnie, you piece of shit. You'll be hearing from my attorneys, Mr. Brasco.
He's claiming he's an FBI. Bullshit.
He's the worst mafioso of all time.
He lets everyone in.
All right. So a lot of these clips you guys have probably seen throughout the week. Some of them are more centered on me. So we'll get to all of them. But where are we starting here, Craig?
let's get to some super chats real quick.
Oh, all right. Let's do that.
Let's see here. Dominic, $2. Good morning, Unsighted Michaels. You too, Craigophile. Nice.
Yes. Hello, buddy.
Joe from Virginia, part of the Havre de Grace crew.
Yes, the Havre Grace 6.
How do you feel about Gus taking a page out of the Coach HP playbook?
In what? Oh, the last question.
Yes. I didn't read
I wonder, does Gus watch this show? I don't know. That might have just slipped into his brain as like a Coach HP thing. I don't know.
I was going to say, I think it speaks, for those who don't know, he, on one of his interviews asked, you got any questions for me?
Which is a Coach HP signature. Yeah.
I think it speaks more to Coach HP than Gus.
Yeah, for sure.
Hulkamania gifted 5 Blank Mike Project memberships.
Oh, thank you, buddy.
Amanda Lynn Nappy, thanks for the entertainment, Mike. Welcome back, Craigers.
Thank you. Yeah, you can turn on gifted memberships, by the way. I think that's a thing people do, and I appreciate you gifting those memberships, Hulkamania.
Joe from Virginia again, $2. Ojeda drinking game for 1,000 patrons. I don't remember what the game was, but I remember vaguely talking about one.
Oh, that's right. That could be a fun election night special.
Oh, God. I'm going to have to choose between you and Jerry. I'm like, Jerry, I have to go do this.
You could just have Jerry stream up while we play the Ojeda drinking game.
We'll play it in the green room.
Yeah. Yeah, that could be fun, maybe.
Dang Lizard, £2 or euros. I don't know what it is. Stuttering John keeps doxing. Has he heard of podcast Hitman?
Yeah, I don't know a ton about Podcast Hitman. I basically just know he's a guy that actually killed his girlfriend that likes Carl's show. So
we will not be hiring that man.
Hey, man, whatever you do is cool. I'm sure you're innocent. I don't want any part of you.
Lyndon 49, $2. Mike, now you know Uncle Phil was right.
Uncle Phil was right.
I just assume that's a Fresh Prince.
Yeah, I don't know.
And Box Eating Dad, who's continuing to hit on DJ Electra for $2. DJ Electra, sup girl, I'm 6'1" with a sick new tattoo.
Box Eating Dad's a good guy. I can confirm. DJ,
Great guy.
You can do a hell of a lot worse than Box Eating Dad.
Great guy. Let's see. You want to start with?
Choose.
We'll close with the you segment. So let's start with the apology bit.
Okay. Yeah.
I think that's fantastic. I need a whole breakdown of that.
All right.
He looks terrible, by the way.
So I heard them talking about this on WTP. I don't get these the visuals. I don't pick up on, obviously, but they say that like he's losing his hair.
Yes.
So, like I think John, this is all solved by you either going along with the joke or stopping. Or
right.
Not paying attention to it. You have plenty of options. You could do your political show, not pay attention to any of it. You could have fun with it. Or you could like get away, if it's not healthy for you, get away from all of it. But going to people's homes and talking to their doorman is not the answer.
No.
So nobody loves onions. I sincerely apologize that you're a fat fuck. Captain Hunch, I apologize that 0 people love you.
This is where, you know what I always say? My favorite thing that you forget about John, because there's so much to talk about with John. My favorite thing is that, like, you kind of forget he's a Catskills hack.
Yeah.
And we're going to hear some joke book jokes that he had written down for Patrick Melton here in a second.
Here's my favorite. I know you are, but what am I?
Patrick Melton doesn't just sit around the house. He sits around the house.
He's so fat, he plays pool with the planets.
These are all pretty close to what he's about to do.
Oh, good.
Point that you have to lie about being married. Patty.
I don't know what
I'm
that means.
truly sorry that you're so fucking fat. Before God said, let there be light, he asked you to move first.
Ooh.
Okay, so he's literally doing those.
Yeah. No, I wasn't kidding. Hello.
Patty. I am truly sorry that you're so fucking fat.
No, this doesn't seem like a guy that's sorry. If I'm being honest,
No. I think
seems
he's
disingenuous.
doubling down, if anything, I'd say.
Yeah.
That you need a boomerang to get a belt around your waist.
Oh my God.
John, what book did you take these out of? Are these like old Jackie the Joke Man lines or something? This is terrible.
Why? Oh God. Okay.
When Patrick goes in the ocean, the whales sing "We Are Family."
Patrick Mountain, I'm so sorry that you can't even buy your own fucking house, you fat fuck.
That one seems a little lazier.
Yeah.
Back fat Pat, I'm sorry. Your mother died in childbirth trying to launch your hunch out of her vagina.
Is that? I don't think his
In
mother.
all
died of
seriousness,
childbirth.
Patrick,
I think she might have.
Really? That's very sad. Nothing to joke about, John.
It's clearly obvious the more
He's
you watch.
losing his mind.
He's losing his mind, and clearly he didn't write his jokes when he was on Stern.
No, he did not prepare for this. Oh, when he was on Stern, even back that far? Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I did. You're lying.
Or was
You better
this
prepare for a lawsuit, pal.
was this funny at one point?
Well, that's the thing is like if you go back and listen to a lot of old Stern, there are elements of it that are like seem corny now, and I think a valid excuse for that is Howard was doing something that was never done on radio before. So sometimes if they used, like, it might seem corny now, but fucking, Scott Shannon wasn't doing that at the time,
Right.
So it was very innovative. The problem is John has never matured past that. Like, Howard has matured too much in the other direction. There's a middle ground between John and Howard, where Howard completely runs from who he was, and John hasn't evolved one iota.
No.
I think there's somewhere in the middle where when you're 58 years old, you don't have to, completely pretend you're something you're not, but you could also, act your age a little bit at times. You don't have to be telling jokes from 1936 that fucking Henny Youngman thought were a little hack.
I used to love the movie Little Nicky, and I went and watched it like a couple years ago, and I was like, okay, this isn't as good as I remember.
A lot of it doesn't hold up, which I think in general comedy is not necessarily the comedy that holds up is very rare, and that's very impressive. But
Yeah.
in general, comedy isn't necessarily meant to hold up. It's meant to make you laugh once in the moment. And John still lives in this world of 1994, where this is where Opie and Anthony was a better show than Stern, in my opinion, at least comedically. Is like when they did bits, they were genuinely funny. Where they would riff on movie titles and stuff like that and make it fit, and you're like, holy shit, how did they come up with that on the spot?
Right.
Where Stern and those guys, I don't think were as good at that. Artie was very good at it, but I think in general, Stern and Jackie were not. And this is why John is being exposed so much, because he was the least funny guy on a show that doesn't necessarily hold up 30 years later.
He made money because he talked funny.
Yes, yeah.
No, this is
But one thing I wanted to say, by the way, about the doorman thing. So the doorman was a Stern fan, and he was like, holy shit, Stuttering John. Which I've said over, and we're going to talk more about John getting recognized in a minute.
yeah,
but,
on this next one.
Oh, is it the next one?
Yeah.
Good. Because here's the thing. I've been recognized before from the Kirk Minahan Show and Barstool Sports. And those people come up to me and are like, holy shit, you are on the Kirk Minahan Show. Or I saw a video you made with Dave Portnoy. Essentially what those people are saying in a very nice way is, I'm such a big fan of Kirk Minahan that it's even cool just to meet a guy that's been in the same room with him. That's not like, holy shit, I'm a fan of you. That's saying Kirk is so talented that I think it's very cool to just meet a guy that kind of knows him. That's what John has a hard time grasping, is he thinks if you say, holy shit, it's Stuttering John from the Howard Stern show, he's like, another one of my fans. No, it's a fan of Howard. They'd be just as excited to meet High Pitch Eric or Beetlejuice or Wendy the Retard. Like, they could meet any of these people and be like, holy shit, it's a member of the Howard Stern show.
Right.
John doesn't get that, and he thinks that means, like, I'm the most famous man in America. I've really achieved something, you know? It's like, no, these other people achieved something. Dave Portnoy, Kirk Minahan, they achieved something that allows these people to be like, hey, Mike, I'll throw you some money on Patreon. You know? I appreciate that. John has no appreciation for where he came from.
I want to see John pull a "Do you know who I am?" so bad to somebody.
I mean, he does it all the time. He does it constantly.
I want to see him. He doesn't when
Out
it's
in the
more
wild. Yeah.
like in a Starbucks. Like,
Yeah. Well, it sounds like we're going to hear about that.
She lived in a gated community building. It was gated around.
He's talking about the date he went on this week. He went on a Tinder or Bumble date, which I don't know what happened to this woman in her life that led her to this point, but
Well,
I have all the prayers in the world.
I want to see his profile. Has that been found?
From the Howard Stern show, and no, I did hear Cardiff Electric putting a call out to all female dabblers.
Please,
If you're currently in the New York area,
please, or like the Northeast, extend your mileage.
yeah, as much as you can.
And he's probably lying about his age and everything, so you're gonna have to make that pretty broad as well.
Just 18 to 75, however far it goes.
Let me give you an example. And this, I swear on my life, this is true. So I was at the wrong building. You had to cut through the back.
Shocking.
And I went a little too far. And security guard comes out because he has a booth there. He goes, hey, man, like, you got to back up and then go that way. That's where it is. I go, all right, man. Thanks a lot. He goes, you're welcome, John. I go,
My God.
You could see him kind of stumble through that, so that didn't fucking happen.
My God. By the way, sounds like a guy that was really excited to meet you. All right, John. See you later. Please get out of here.
Seemed like a guy that was he was about to be like, he said, you're welcome, Duke. I mean, John.
Now, so John's going to say, how do you know? By the way, apparently only people that let people into places know Stuttering John.
Yeah. If your job is to guard a door, you know this, man.
If you're standing in an entranceway, you know Stuttering John.
how do you know my name? He goes, come on, John. I've been listening to you for years. Do you think the shitway gets that? I don't think so. Think Lady K gets that? I don't think so.
Hold on.
This is
Okay. Carl definitely doesn't go to random places and they go, hey, Lady K. Like, I'm sure he's been recognized here and there. He has enough listeners. That's probably happened. But yeah, I'm sure he's not every building he walks into. They're not like, oh, wood paneling. I know you homo. Huh? But Carl doesn't claim that. Here's the thing, John, where you're arguing on imbalanced ground here. You're like, hey, Carl doesn't get recognized as much as Ryan Gosling. Yeah, no shit. No one thinks he does. The problem is, John, you're down at our level now. Like, you did do cooler things than us. Being on the Howard Stern show and the Tonight Show, that's a big deal. You were on the most popular radio show ever and a popular late night talk show. That is very cool. And the most recent one of those things ended 10 years ago. So that's what we're talking about now, where you're screaming at your computer screen and putting on a green shirt because Dabbling Dan asked you to.
Random guy. I'm just driving it in my Mercedes, and he knew who I was.
That's not random, by the way.
It gets better.
A guy in his 50s that knows the Howard Stern show is not random. It was the biggest radio show in the world, particularly in New York City, for a long time.
Particularly for that demographic.
It was the #1 radio show in the biggest market. For a guy around John's age that he's talking about, the idea that he knows who Stuttering John is, if it happened, isn't crazy. Like, good for you, John. Take solace in that. And is the shitweigher less famous than you? Probably, yeah. But would he get the same? Here's the thing that John doesn't understand. If someone was like, hey, you're Shuli from the Howard Stern show, right? They'd be equally excited because really all they're saying is, I'm a Howard Stern fan.
Right.
When that guy says, I've listened to you for years, he means I listened to you 30 years ago. Not, I'm a big Dabbleverse guy, and I really like what you're doing in there, John.
They're not all big Jay Okerson.
That's right, yeah.
Here we have sexy talk.
Oh, well, this is, I mean, if you want to get a lady wet, those of you out there, I don't know what kind of demographic we have on this program, but maybe
There's more and more women in this chat every day.
well, ladies, 4th of July weekend, you're at a cookout. Fella comes up to you and starts talking like this. I mean, tell me you are not. You're shoving those hot dogs right up your snatch, saying, I need I need to take care of this because I'm so horned up.
I need him to talk to your therapist.
She looked hot as hell.
I'm sure.
And we drove to the Belmont. And on the way, I informed her of the Dabbleverse because I knew Bloody Pizza Dabble Dan was going to be there. David couldn't make it. And
could you imagine going on a date? This woman finds him attractive. And he's like,
Yeah.
I need you to go look at all these threads of everyone calling me gay.
On the ride to the restaurant. Not like we've talked about life and love and our families and our hopes and dreams and wants. And then finally, after hours and hours of discussion, I accidentally mentioned the Dabbleverse. And she says, what's that now? And I say, oh, you don't want to hear about it. And she says, no, I really do. We have such a connection that anything you want to talk about, I'm sure I'd be interested in. No. She gets in the car and says, are you familiar with the shitweigher? Do you know what Cardiff Electric is doing? By the way, do you know Cardiff Electric's name? Because I'll pay for dinner if you give me Cardiff's name.
You can go on the internet. Everyone calls me a retarded criminal.
You got to see. That's all. That's the other thing is like his point of view is, oh, everyone's lying about me. But he's like, she gets in the car and he's like, oh, all these people are calling me a deadbeat father and a loser and I don't pay child support and I'm selling my house in Florida, which I'm definitely doing. They all lie about me. And she's thinking one of two things, like, holy shit, I'm dating the most targeted man in America. This man has been wronged to such a degree. This is fascinating. Why are all these people after him? Or she's thinking, I think this guy has severe mental issues.
I really wish
I don't want to seem disinterested so he doesn't drive this fucking car off the road.
I wish he told me this on the way back.
By the way, he says this woman's like a therapist or something. So she might just be intrigued. Like, this would be a great case study.
I think
she might
this
be
is
writing
hilarious. He just booked a BetterHelp thing and is calling it a date.
a book. We just see a book on the shelves called Dabbling in Diagnosis.
You too.
You'll be hearing from my attorneys.
David couldn't make it. And who else couldn't make it? And Leo couldn't make it.
Do you understand that, Craig? I know you're not as tapped in as I am here.
So he told her all about the Dabbleverse because these people were going to be there and they didn't show up. So he told her for no reason.
Oh, no. But you might be close. So he's going on a date with this woman. And unfortunately, his date mates couldn't make it. You know, I'm sure when you your first date with your wife at the time, I'm sure you invited Matt and Mike Harris,
Yep.
Tim, you know, all your best pals. You said, fellas, you gotta lay eyes on this dame. It's our first date, and I need you to give her a good once-over. Well, that's what John did with his boys. He invited Leo Gunn and Dirty Deeds.
My friends have nothing.
Ditka 484 or whatever he's called.
So he invited all his friends that have nothing to do with the Dabbleverse, but he felt the need to explain the Dabbleverse because his
Oh
friend...
no, I'm sorry, you're dead wrong. He invited his friends, quote unquote, that he only knows because of the Dabbleverse.
Oh.
Dirty Deeds is a super chatter that he invited to this dinner.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Now, I gotta say, Dirty Deeds went on Kevin Brennan's show and did corroborate most of what happened here. Like, I don't know how enchanted the woman was, but there are elements that we'll talk about that he did say happened. So we'll get to that. So in fairness to John, but he's going on a date and inviting Penis Wrinkle out with him. Madam, would you pull the chair out for Penis Wrinkle?
Hey, Milk John's mom, can you please?
Milk John's mom, you're grabbing the check, yes?
He's like, I know the dates never work out for me, so I bring my boys so the night's not lost.
Oh, Milk John's mom, you're not going to pay after everything I've done for you? Meanwhile, this woman is sliding off her chair. She is soaked.
So what he's doing is he's trying to build the illusion that he has fans for this date.
Oh, I guess so, yeah.
To impress her.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be like when I met Alba, if I was like, hey, Chef Lewis and Boxing Dad, you want to come, make me look cool?
I'm standing there with a microphone.
Alba's talking to me and I cut her off mid-sentence. Oh, if it isn't Dang Lizard, it's about time. Where the hell have you been, pal? Sorry, babe. I'll get back to you in a second. Dang Lizard has arrived.
At least it's not like the lady list, the lady super chatters. That'd be a problem, on dates.
True. Yeah, he knows better than that, I guess.
I bet he wouldn't. He'd be like, "What's the big deal? She's got nice tits. I'm here with
This
you."
is Gina Bobina. She's stacked.
Who else couldn't make it? And Leo couldn't make it. Leo doesn't want to be part of the Dabbleverse anymore.
What is he, Vinny
He's
Chase?
going the same way that Brock Lee went, and I don't blame him.
Brought his boys with him to dinner?
Did you hear that sentence?
What?
This
Play
is
it
just
again.
this is just real, no irony at all. He's just talking.
All right, so
He's
Vinny
going
Chase
to-
is out to dinner with Turtle and E.
Yeah.
Drama are all there.
Anymore. He's going the same way that Brock Lee went, and I don't blame him.
He's just no irony in that sentence.
He's gone the way of broccoli. Let us raise a glass. At the dinner, I now, of course, bow our heads and say a prayer for broccoli. The woman's like, who is this again? He's like, babe, please.
Dude, by the way,
broccoli is fallen.
did I cause the Quadfather betrayal?
What do you mean?
I talked shit about how weird he was, and the next day I think he fucking...
I think a lot of people were doing that. I don't know if you can take ownership of that.
I want to take ownership though. This next one is called Kids. This always goes well.
I'm just imagining this lady at dinner, and she's like, John's like, I'm sure you're bummed. Broccoli couldn't join us, but he had to get out of this crazy. And she's like, oh, yeah, no, that's too bad. I wanted to meet Broccoli. Broccoli. I wanted to meet.
And shit, wait, I got news for you. Your kids, one of your kids is going to be an adult soon. One of your kids is going to be 18 soon. You better start thinking about that.
I'm gonna fuck him.
I'm just letting
Like,
you know.
that might be the craziest thing he's ever said.
Your kid's gonna turn 18, and not since the Olsen twins countdown clock. I have it on my desk.
Oh, I've been grooming your child. That would be great revenge if John started a fling with Shuli's child. What the fuck does that mean? Your kid's going to be 18 soon. Oh, we're going to vote together. We're going to join the military. We're going to buy cigarettes, and then we are going to fuck.
Fine dining.
Shuli will know things are bad if Shuli's kid gets in the car on his 18th birthday, and John's like, let me tell you about the Dabbleverse. Oh, no, that's his move. He's putting the moves on my boy.
He's gonna be limping before he knows it.
The guy that didn't want to involve only the mafia goes after family.
Hey, Pistone, get my bags.
And now he's like Shuli. Is he threatening to rape Shuli's child?
That's legit what I took from it.
Your kid's 18. What does that mean? He's allowed to fight me? Like, what does that mean? That his child's 18?
He gets to fuck him.
That can only be it, right?
It's the only logical.
That would be the sweetest revenge. I'm kind of John. If you do that, I'll delete every episode I've ever done about you.
It's like half our stuff, so
I'll take it all back. I will make this a Stuttering John appreciation show. If on Shuli's child's 18th birthday, John courts him or her, I don't know who it is.
Shitway, we are now bonded in blood. I am taking your kid in hand in marriage.
If John starts a loving relationship with Shuli's child at age 18, this is a great romantic comedy because Shuli's kid will be like, John, I thought we were really in love. This is all to get back at my dad. And John's like, it was at first, but it really blossomed into something.
I think we need to write this movie.
And it ends with Shuli at the wedding. John, I've made a lot of jokes, but I couldn't think of anyone better to take my child's hand in marriage.
He's gonna pass the hand to John at the altar.
Shuli walks John down the aisle
Yeah.
to show how far they've come.
John says, "I won" at some point in his vows.
That's a great moment where, like, fucking, Mike Morse storms in. Silent Mike finally speaks, and he's like, "Wait, this marriage is invalid."
So Redbird again, not a super chat with an unbelievable comment.
It's fine. You don't have to shame him for not super chatting.
No, I'm gonna shame a little. Says, "Hey, groomspayer."
Shuli's like, "Son, you don't understand. He doesn't love you." And the kid's like, "Shut up, Dad. No one's ever held me like John Melendez." Your kid's gonna be 18. What the fuck does that mean, you sicko?
He's gonna drink Coors Banquets for the rest of the time.
We're gonna go to Canada and get drunk together.
Groomspayer.
Excuse me.
Oh, that's funny. What do we got here? What a night.
Oh, well, this is like, I mean, I imagine how lucky can one guy be is playing as John walks into the Belmont.
Yeah, he goes in through the fucking kitchen like in Goodfellas. It's the Casablanca to him.
He's shaking the hostess's hand with a 20 in there.
20,
Make sure you take good care of us.
20 nickels.
It all falls out.
Yeah.
The guy's like, "Oh, fuck."
You actually have lint in your pocket.
That says, "I owe you."
It's just as good as money.
It's better than money. I'll pay you. Well, I'll adjust it for inflation.
As soon as I got there, I went up to the maitre d', and the guy, he goes, "What's the name?" And I told him. He goes, "John, I was about to take your picture off the wall." I go, "Why?" Because
He went to a place where his picture was on the wall for this date.
Oh, this is so embarrassing. How did that get up there?
I'm sorry.
This is like if you go to Frank Pepe's, they got a picture of like Bill Clinton and DiCaprio, and then the next one's just Stuttering John.
Oh my God, him and Ted Williams.
as soon as I got there, I went up to the maitre d', and the guy, he goes, "What's the name?" And I told him. He goes, "John, I was about to take your picture off the wall." I go, "Why?" He goes, "Because you haven't been here in a while." I go, "I've been in L.A."
Oh, you son of a bitch! You're always breaking my brojol.
I don't want to go to a place to eat ever if his picture's on the wall.
I've been in LA. John, you've lived in Los Angeles for 20 years.
Right.
It was a segment on the Stern Show talking about you buying a house out there. I've been in LA. Oh, this is an old friend of yours, it seems, huh?
You know, it's
John,
funny.
where you been the last 2 decades?
I want to know. This guy knows him so well, he didn't recognize him until he said his name.
John Melendez. Boy, that rings a bell. Oh, my best friend and idol.
what's-
Stuttering John.
It was probably more like, what's the reservation under? And he goes, Stuttering John.
It's John, comma, stuttering is probably how you have it saved.
Off the wall. I go, why? Because you haven't been here in a while. I go, I've been in LA. He goes, fuck LA.
Oh!
And then his wife is there, and she's and then everyone. You asked Dirty Deeds. I'm not embellishing.
Everyone carried me on their shoulders.
Did Dirty Deeds verify this one?
So Dirty Deeds, what Dirty Deeds said on Kevin Brand, and listen, this is a crazy suggestion I'm about to throw. You're going to find out on this episode, I'm a guy who throws out wild stuff.
Only
Dirty Deeds might be a guy who is fucking with John. I don't know.
Wow.
But he went, well, that's rampant speculation on my part, but I'm willing to, that's the kind of balls I've got.
You guys got to come out with me on my date and pay for it.
But Dirty Deeds did say that he was recognized a lot at this restaurant. Like, people came up to him and were like, hey, Stuttering John. Now, we'll hear to what degree, I don't know, but we'll hear it as we go along here.
And she's and then everyone. You asked Dirty Deeds. I'm not embellishing. Dirty Deeds. If you can, super chat your usual
Super
$2
chat.
and just corroborate the story.
What a good
How
friend.
many people came up?
Dirty Deeds. I know I made you pay for my steak dinner, but also give me more money to
I
corroborate.
could use $2 more. He wants Dirty Deeds to corroborate this story and pay him to do so.
Right. Some people are weird, man.
To say hi to the Duke. How many? There was
Hello,
about
Duke.
50 people in the place. How many? 25? There was so many people. One by
People
one.
just getting up. I have to pay
Oh,
tribute to
so far.
John.
25 people came up to him in this restaurant. Is that what he's claiming?
He is, yeah. And Dirty Deeds said it was a lot. He said maybe more like 10 or 15. But
That's
was a good
still
place.
insane.
well, here's the thing. It's insane that they all got up to him. Now, what I suspect is like John walks in and goes, as a matter of fact, yes, I am Stuttering John Melendez from the Howard Stern Show. Yes, if you were wondering, any Howard Stern fans out there might recognize me. But here's the thing, like, that's pretty cool. You know, John got recognized by a bunch of, even if it was 5 people, like, that's pretty cool. I'm not walking into a restaurant in New York and getting recognized by a bunch of people like that. Like, that's awesome, John. Good for you. But, so what? Like, who gives a fuck?
We got people in the chat claiming he paid those people to do it.
I don't know that. I don't want to get sued again, but I've already put my life on the line once here today.
Oh, that would be so funny if that ever came out.
Well, I mean, you heard the amount of people from his John. Oh, you know what? I didn't think of this till just now. John told everyone where he was going on this date. So
Before
yeah,
him?
it's probably Davenport. Yeah, Davenport.
Oh, I
I'm a
take back
fucking idiot. Yeah,
everything I just.
yeah. It was probably Cardiff Electric without his mask on.
Oh, hey, John.
Hello.
To say hi to the Duke. How many? There was about 50 people in the place. How many? 25?
Wow.
There was so many people. One by one, maybe groups of 5 sometimes. Hey, Stuttering John.
As the
big
fellow
fan.
once
Stuttering
said,
John.
"Ain't that a kick in the head?"
What a fucking loser. He told everyone where he was going on this date.
I forgot about that. He was talking about it for weeks. We're going to the Belmont. I'm inviting Kate Meany to the Belmont.
Oh,
You know, I mean, it was amazing. Some took pictures. I mean, talk about impressing the girl. She was like, holy shit, who are you? I'm like, yeah. I go, yeah.
I'm the Duke.
I was kind of a cult hero, you know?
Well,
that's kind of accurate-ish.
yeah, like Hero of the Stupid was a thing on the Howard Stern Show. Like, Yes, and if John took that all in stride, like, it's cool to me that fucking High Pitch Eric gets recognized, you know? I think that guy's kind of a scumbag, but, like, that's a cool thing that you should appreciate in your life if you have that. But also appreciate how you got it. It's not through anything you did, John. I mean, like, again, maybe he worked hard when he was on the Stern Show, I don't know. But in the last 10 years, he hasn't done anything to warrant people coming up to him at the Belmont. It's all like Howard Stern's work that did that. You know, you kind of have to acknowledge that at least, John.
Or Carl.
Or Carl. Yeah, if these are Dabbleverse people. Now, it seems like they weren't because no one was fucking with them. You would think there'd be more film of this, maybe.
I don't know. You preach observe and report more than anything.
But yeah, Carl is the reason. And now, like, you know, Shuli and all these other shows. But, like, Carl's the reason people are interested in John in the last 6 years. The idea that he doesn't acknowledge that or appreciate that is kind of crazy. Now, you don't have to give him full, you don't have to like Carl, but you do kind of have to say, like, well, okay, I've been doing a show where the only thing I talk about is the Dabbleverse. Why does the Dabbleverse exist? Maybe I owe the fact that I have people watching me right now to the guy that made that, you know?
Right. This one is jealous.
Well, we're all very jealous of John, but let's hear why.
Milk John's mom. Thanks for the
one of my favorites.
He's in our chat right now.
Oh, I love Milk John's mom. Great name and great work.
Yeah, he sent a super chat. We'll get to it after this string of videos.
Okay.
It's very funny hearing him say it every time.
Yeah.
Milk John's mom. Thanks for the $2. Blind Mike owned you yesterday. He didn't own me. He didn't own me. If he talked about me, you know, every show has to talk about me.
Like, what John doesn't understand, like, this guy could be fucking with me for all John knows. You know what I mean? Like, that could be it's not. Evidently, the guy's a fan of the show. He's watching right now. But that could be like a sarcastic, like, oh, Mike owned you. When in reality, like, the show I did was really bad or something. John has no idea. It could also be just a lie. Like, maybe I didn't talk about John. But John hasn't learned that the chat is always fucking with him, so immediately he gets angry. Oh, you think Blind Mike owned me? Really? Really? So he's like, he just reads a super chat and look at how worked up he is already.
Is that what you think?
It's so fucking pathetic. Every single show talks about me. And that's what this girl could not wrap her head around. Why? I said, because they're all jealous. They are jealous of my success, and my success proves to them that they're all pathetic failures.
Yeah, sure, definitely. That's why. And I'm sure a therapist didn't see through that at all and was probably like, oh, geez, all these people are jealous of Stuttering John, who I don't know who the fuck he is, but apparently he's so famous that they're jealous. Now, again, I would say, why aren't I jealous of any of the other famous people that I'm aware of? If we just talk about, like, so am I also jealous of Joe Matarese, John?
Him,
You know?
him dating a therapist and trying to get away with the lies he tells would be so funny.
That's another great sitcom plotline.
Yeah.
We can include that in the movie where he breaks up with a therapist, but she's still in his life and tries to help him with the relationship with Shuli's child.
They just get into like ex-couple fights while in session.
But like, John, do you ever like, why am I jealous of Coach HP or GD Fenderson or any of these people? Am I also jealous of them? You know,
You might be.
you gotta kind of ask yourself that.
You might be.
Maybe I should ask myself that. Maybe I am.
Oh, Hank, Duke equals broken record. Sad. You know what, Tio? Say that to my face. The next event, Tio. Say it to my fucking face.
Yeah, you know what? I'm wrong. This is a guy that's handling the chat very well.
Yeah,
This is a guy I'm jealous of.
he's got no problems.
No. This is a guy that I am. I wish, you know, guys in the chat and gals. I wish I could talk to you like that. I wish I had the courage to snap on you like this. I wish I had the guts that when you give me money, I would go off like a fucking madman. Listen, this is just a guy that chatted him that John is angry about. Listen to this fury.
Come on, tough guy. Say it to my fucking face, Tio. Get ahead.
Why would he? He's a chatter.
The guy's picture is of a chicken, and he's like, "You fat fuck."
You fat fuck. Why did this guy, like, can you say it's shitty of people to or cowardly to talk shit on the internet? Sure. But why is he owed saying it to your face? Like, this is just it's how the technology is built, John. It's what podcasting is. People leave shitty comments sometimes and they don't have to answer for it. Your problem is, I guess, with like the internet and society. It's not with Tio.
Get it. Say it to my face. I met you. I was kind to you. And you're going to fucking chip on me right now? Say it to my fucking face, Tio. Next time you see me. Do it. Just do it. I'm not kidding around, Tio. Fuck you.
John,
Wait
you
for
should...
it. Get it.
John, don't throw that disclaimer in. You should be kidding around. If someone goes, hey, John, I heard that rant against one of your super chatters. Were you just kidding around? You should be like, of course I was.
No.
No, I'm really, really angry. Because Tio made an unkind comment to me.
They paid me money to make a slight dig at me, and I spazzed.
This is again where like context matters, because if John were to have a rational discussion where he's like, hey, isn't it kind of shitty, like this guy met me and was super nice to me, and then in the chat he's like saying all kinds of nasty shit about my family or whatever, I'd go, oh yeah, you know what, John, that is pretty shitty of him. Oh well, let's never think of that guy again.
He's paying him to say it.
Right, yeah, like he's paying you to say it. You've earned that right, I guess, if you want to. And if you do a show that is entirely based around reading super chats, I don't know if I would get this angry when one I don't care for, you know?
Yeah, super chat, nice comments about us.
We'd prefer nice comments, but if you say something mean, I guess, you know, I gotta live with that.
Oh, okay.
Tio, say it to my fucking face.
Maniac. Hello, John. John.
Face.
Fucking guy. I'm so fucking nice to that fucking prick. And he fucking chips me with a $2? $2?
How nice could you have been that him paying you $2 is over the line?
How dare you?
I don't know. Would you give him a kidney and he tipped you $2 for it? Like, I don't understand.
I don't give a fuck how tall you are, Tio. Fucking, the bigger they are, the harder they fall, and you will fall. You will fall.
You gonna fight this man?
Insult me to my face. I dare you.
Why would he?
He's gonna get smacked around one of these times when he threatens people, and he's gonna be like, I didn't mean it ever.
Every year when I have gone to Skankfest, generally Joe List, but usually like someone at some point will point this out. They go, you know what's funny about this crowd? It's a great environment. Everyone here is super nice and wants to come up and take pictures with us. He goes, you know what's funny to think about is someone sitting in this room right now has said horrible things about us on Reddit.
Oh, yeah.
And that gets a good laugh because it's true. People are shitty on the internet and way shittier than they would be in real life. If you are as famous as you claim, John, you should have come to grips with that years ago.
So long.
Again, like, I had a hard time with that. That contributed to some of the, like, the mental issues I had and have and all that. But, like, you gotta at some point say, like, oh, it's my fault for not... If everyone's doing this and I can't handle it, then I need to adjust something I'm doing. I can't beat them into changing their ways.
Next we have We Need Him.
Okay, so I forget if this is about us or not, but it's about us in the sense that we all need him to survive because I talk about Stuttering John a lot now, and before that I had 0 patrons, and we didn't make any money here.
Milk John's Mon. Blind Mike IQ Challenge. Fuck Blind Mike. Look, I'm not elevating.
That's a great drop, by the way.
Yes, it is.
I had 16 on in a room today. 16 on
Nice.
not fake. It's a gradual incline.
You know, when you have to say not fake, that's when I go, he's not lying.
Oh, yeah, what do you mean not fake? Why would they be fake?
Increase. So don't even fucking look. They all need me. I'm the head of the snake.
You are a snake.
It's
They
actually
all need me.
It's actually
Yep.
wildly incorrect. Like, you know, on a day like this, I don't know how many people are watching, but like maybe we make more in super chats because we're talking about John. That's a minimal. Like, I make my money on Patreon, basically. Like, that's where my income comes from. And we don't really do Stuttering John bonus We've done it before, but I don't think it's why.
But it
people
wasn't.
subscribe.
It wasn't Dabbleverse bonus.
Right?
was-
Yeah. Like, I don't think it's why people subscribe generally. And if John went away tomorrow, we would talk about other things, and maybe less people would watch. But I don't think it would be crazy. You know?
Right.
I don't think my life would be over if John stopped broadcasting. And there are shows you could argue wouldn't have any more content. Like Uncle Rico is solely about talking about John. But like Carl would just go back to doing Who Are These Podcasts, and he would do more, I don't know, Tom Myers segments instead of Stuttering John. Like maybe for a while less people would watch, but I think ultimately we'd all be fine. What John doesn't realize is he needs us.
Right.
We're keeping John alive. And I mean the royal we, not me in particular. But like the people talking about John are the ones keeping him sustained financially.
Right. Right.
Me, this whole thing goes away. That's a fact, Jack. Without me,
I didn't realize Jack was
This is
weighing in on
done.
this.
I thought it was Milk John's mom.
there's no more Dabbleverse. It's over. So if you guys want this to continue, you better start up in your super chats. Milk John's mom. Blind Mike IQ challenge. Fuck Blind Mike.
Wait, we already heard this.
I know. I wanted to play that part again.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right, John, set it up. You set it up. I'll take the IQ challenge with you, coward.
I like how he's like, he just realized his problem could end. He's like, if I go away, this all goes away.
Yes. Very good, John.
Good job, buddy.
Yes. Now do that. You fucking psychopath.
Shout out Drew.
Hello, Drew.
No, that's the next clip. Drew People.
Oh, the great Drew Peebles weighs into John's chat here.
Drew P. Balls. It's happening again.
John likes it too.
Jesus. Drew P. Balls, thanks to the fiber. Blind Mike can beat you in a hula hooping contest. He already beat you in an IQ test. No, he didn't. The random report.
Imagine getting annoyed at that.
Hula hoop?
No, he didn't. He's never going to beat me in a hula hoop contest.
No, he didn't.
Guys, if you regularly watch John's show and super chat him, could you mention the hula hoop thing again? Like, say that I want to challenge him to a hula hoop contest. Actually, say, you know, be playful with it. But say that John has already turned down a hula hoop match with me. Act like he's afraid to hula hoop against me.
Yes.
Say, why are you so afraid to hula hoop against Blind Mike? Imagine he and I having a competitive hula hoop off.
You don't got the stones.
All right, now everybody limbo.
Next we got Include Us.
Okay.
Milk John's mom. Blind Mike also played the tape. Well, good. Well, all right. Thank you for telling me that. All right. Well then I'll include him in it as well.
Well, I had it at the time, but what did he say at the end there? Let me hear that.
It was just the name. I always leave the next chat in.
Okay, good. Yeah, I hadn't at the time, but just for posterity. What do you say?
Next we got.
Oh no! Play the drop again, just so I make sure we're all on the. I want to make sure the judge has it.
Fetal facial syndrome was all over your face.
I think I meant to say fetal alcohol syndrome.
Well, whatever.
I don't know, but I always enjoy when he tries to get off a subject. He just reads the next name, and it's always something stupid like that.
Can I hear John saying the F word again?
Which one?
Milk
Whatever.
John's mom.
Dealer's choice.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Oop, we played it again, John.
Oops.
Uh-oh.
Whoops a daisies.
Yeah. You remember when fucking Alec Baldwin and Mel Gibson and all those people, the big lawsuit they had.
You
Podcasts
fucking
pay.
cocksucker, bone smoking faggot homo piece of shit.
Yeah, John, if you do win the lawsuit, we'll just play that instead. Whenever we mention that tape, would you rather us just play the clips from your movies? Because those we can play.
You want the fuzzy one or the crystal clear one that you wrote?
Yeah. No, you know what, John, you're right. We won't play the one that was recorded. We'll play the one that you wrote and that National Lampoon paid to have in pristine condition.
Shut up, you faggot.
Is that better? Dickhead.
The last one from this portion before we get to you is just a good point.
Okay, well, John makes a lot of good points, so I'm curious to hear what this one is.
Milk John's mom, thanks for the $2. Blind Mike is blind. You can't sue. Yes, I can.
Oh, damn. Well, Milk John's mom, you tried.
You tried to warn him.
You tried. No, that is. I've dealt with this a lot, and John probably doesn't realize it, but because I am blind, I'm disabled, and I've gotten more blind over the. I think in like 2015, he probably could have sued me, but my eyes have gotten so much worse over the years that no, actually, he can't sue me now. I've finally crossed the threshold. I had an eye doctor's appointment recently where they told me, just so you know, Mike, if anyone tries to sue you, just let them know. Give them your certificate of blindness. And then it'll be no big deal. They'll understand that they legally cannot sue you. Why did John answer those seriously?
I don't know.
Mike can't sue you. You can't sue Mike. He's blind. Yes, I can.
How he doesn't realize it's, people fucking with him is.
That's impossible.
I don't. Point. Yeah, I don't understand. I can't comprehend it.
Listen, like if people are fucking me in the chat right now, I may not pick up on it. If there was a subreddit dedicated to me. With thousands of people contributing every day, then I might be wary. I might be like, ooh, maybe they're fucking with me today.
We have more starting. Let me get some super chats here.
Sure.
Before we continue with Stuttering John.
And don't skimp, all right, you cheap fucks.
Phil was right. DJ Electro. All right. Lyndon 49, $2. When you and Vinny Paulino were mad at Phil. That was in response to the Uncle Phil thing, I think.
Oh, yeah. You know what? That's a good point, actually. Yeah, I didn't like that. Uncle Phil went to the comedy club to try to get his gig canceled, which I stand by. But yeah, I do understand it a little more now.
Douche of the Dabbleverse, $2. Stuttering John just has a rotten tongue. Poetic.
That's fun.
Dang Lizard.
By the way, speaking of Vinny Paulino, I'll be on the Creep Off next week, I think.
Ooh. Dang Lizard, €5 or pounds. I don't know. I'm just going to say $5 from now on. Thanks to Stuttering John for creating Blind Mike Project. You're using Stuttering John clips, so he created Blind Mike Project. So just like he created DJ Dabble's music, Baloney Factory's animation, and Howard Stern show. Yeah.
I always thought for a long time, the only people that subscribed to this channel knew me through Kirk's show, but I guess it was actually Stuttering John. Even before I ever talked about him, it was thanks to him
the entire time. Joseph Collins, $5. I mentioned to the DV in my last hot sauce video. I forgot Blind Mike. My bad, bro.
It's all right, buddy. Don't worry.
Dang Lizard, $2. Stuttering John, you're almost as beautiful as Sato Mai.
Oh, Sato Mi, another one of his chatters that he thinks is an Asian woman who types in racist Asian stereotypes.
There's very funny Twitter accounts like that.
Me no understand. And John just reads it like that.
Milk John's mom, $2. Great show, guys.
Thank you, buddy. Why aren't you heckling me the way you do John? That's weird.
Dang Lizard, $2. Old enough to join the military, to vote, and to be doxxed. Talking about whoa. SJ, $100 in some denomination. SEK, I don't know what that is. As a true tried Viking, I tried to tell John, you don't make the cut. Don't call yourself Danish anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say I think that's Swedish or something, but maybe I'm wrong.
The Great Viking Army didn't call King Alfred's mother when they invaded the British Isles.
It's true. That is true. I don't know how many great feuds started with someone tattling on to their mommy on someone.
Christina Marie became a YouTube member.
Oh, thank you, Christina.
Red 473, $5. John's actions make more sense if you view it through the lens of Adam Sandler comedy.
And then now you're like, this doesn't hold up, but I still get a few laughs out of it.
Frunkus O'Reilly, Jersey Mike's has a maitre d'.
Right this way. Yeah, John's got his picture on the wall because he ate the biggest buffalo chicken sandwich or something.
Probably. Dang Lizard, $2. Mike, you just proved you're blind. Stuttering John is unrecognizable.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, he looks terrible.
Oh, well, that's, I mean, the thing with the doorman, too, was like, he didn't know who he was. And then John goes, I'm Stuttering John. And then he's like, oh, from the Howard Stern show? Like, these people don't recognize John. They just know him because of Stern.
They know his name.
Yeah.
Drew P. Nuts, $2.
Ah,
Is that the same guy?
it has to be different. His rival.
That's right. How much money do yeah, because this guy I think is new. How much money do you think it would take to have Stuttering John do an IQ test?
Well, he said he would put up 10,000 to my 1,000. So I assume those are still the parameters of the bet. Now, I can't communicate this to him anymore, and we'll get to why in a few minutes, but
Noga B. Good Stick, $2.
I know Noga, yes.
Blind Mike, how do you how do you know when you're done wiping?
You rascal.
Classic.
I've answered it too many times.
Bueller, $5. Morning Fat Guts.
Bueller, a great man, as I've said before.
That's a VGS reference. Shout out.
Yes. Well, all right, maybe not so great. Maybe I was wrong about it.
Milk John's mom, $10. You guys kick ass.
Thank you, buddy. I appreciate Milk John. Milk John's mom rising through the ranks because he was heckling Stuttering John that inspired what we're about to talk about.
Yeah, so let's get to that.
Yeah. So this is the Florida stuff?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm in John's chat the other day. I take that back. I wasn't in John's chat. I was watching John's show. And I heard him arguing with people. Listen, is Stuttering John selling his Florida house? I have the answer to that in a moment. But people are just randomly saying, hey, John, I heard you're selling your Florida house. And he's getting madder and madder at them. So that's when I noticed, like, maybe I can teach John a lesson here. Maybe something very valuable. And I failed at that, as we're about to find out.
Can you prove you're not selling your Florida house? Sure. I'm not selling my Florida house. If I said it, it must be so.
So John gets angrier and angrier throughout the day about that. Sorry, let that clip finish.
It must be so.
Still like a minute left.
Blind Mike.
John, there we go.
I've confirmed you're selling your Florida house. Guys, these guys do this all the time. They lie. I'm not selling my house.
So, John, I'm going to talk rationally for a second. I said this on WATS the other night. How the fuck would I know if you privately have plans to sell your home in Florida? How would I have any idea about that? Do you ever ask yourself these things, John? You getting mad at them makes people think, like, maybe I'm on to something. Now, I know, like, I think like Cardiff was like annoyed at me. He messaged me and was like, so what's the deal with John's house? I was like, how the fuck would I know? And he's like, oh, I thought you had some intel. But my point was, John, you're letting people do this to you. Now, what I do want to do, now that I've admitted, I don't have any fucking clue if John's selling his house or has plans to or anything. What I want to do is revisit an experiment that I tried with the great Cardiff Electric months ago. And it didn't work. And I think it didn't work because he knows our loyalty to the Lady K. And I invoked his name, which got his dander up. But what I'm hoping to do here is tell all of you guys that I was kidding about John selling his house. How would I know that? But I'd like you to put this clip out there. So I'm going to tell you like when you'll know when to start recording, and just send this clip to John and see if he again gets angry about it. Okay, so start after I pause here. So I've come across information, Craig, and John's getting very angry, and I'm sure he's going to threaten to sue me. But he is planning, I think the date is July 17th or maybe like that week. He's going to be listing his Florida home. And I've heard a bunch of reasons like why that is. People have told me it's because he owes back pay on child support and all this kind of stuff. I think maybe he's trying to avoid bankruptcy. I don't know what the deal is. Or I've also heard the mom owns it and just wants it out of her hair because John has caused her so much trouble. But basically, look at that July 17th date. Somewhere around then, John will be listing his Florida home for sale. And that's a fact. That's a fact, Jack, as John says. So you can put that in the books. Stay tuned for a couple weeks. I know John thinks he proved because the house wasn't listed already. Yeah, obviously. I would never make that bet. But John owes me $1,000 on July 17th. John will owe me $1,000 when I prove that he is selling his Florida home. All right, you guys good? You have that?
I was like, I'm not speaking.
So send that clip to him and get him all riled up again. Because John's not going to watch this whole episode. He's not going to know the context around it. And he's going to get really angry and call me a liar and threaten to sue me without having any knowledge of what we're talking about. Where I'm saying, John, how the fuck would I know if you're selling your house, you idiot?
Also, super chat us how you also know that he's selling his house because you know people in real estate in Florida, and then clip that as well.
Yeah. Let him know that I exposed the fact. He's probably going live today, and you can let him know that I have exposed everything. That he's selling that house in Florida. He's gonna call me a liar and all this shit. It's great, John. I'm fucking around. I guess it's technically a lie, yes, but everyone should have known. Why would I know if you're selling your house? I'm just a guy.
Holy shit. All right, I'll tell you this. I'll bet you $100, Blind Mike, that I'm not selling my house. Okay? All right? Go ask any realtor to look up and see if my house is for sale.
Yes, hello, realtor. Is Stuttering John Melendez selling his home? What do you mean you don't know?
Hello, realtor.
What do you mean you need way more information and you aren't licensed in the state of Florida?
Easy.
Ask any realtor. The fuck does that mean?
You will learn that I'm not selling it. When I sell a house I just bought, I'm still furnishing
Hey, John, I don't know.
He's still furnishing it?
I don't have any fucking idea. Yeah, he bought it like a year ago. He's still furnishing it.
Buying a boat, you dumb fuck.
What does that have to do with anything?
He's buying a boat. So he has to sell his house to afford the boat.
Why would I be buying lunch? I just bought groceries. I don't know. Maybe you forgot something. Maybe you're extra hungry today.
Ryan, thanks for the $2. John can't sell the Florida house. His mom owns it. No, she doesn't. She doesn't know.
That was
My name's
what was that super chatter's name? I apologize.
That was Ryan.
Those were back to back. Me and Ryan did the Top Gun high five after that one.
Yeah.
We got him. Double nailed him.
You did the Maverick Iceman handshake. I'll be your wingman any day.
The Florida house, his mom owns it. No, she doesn't. She does not own it. I'm on. Both my names are on the fucking mortgage. Happy Bride.
Oh, was that out there before?
Well, everyone knew his mom's name was. So I guess it's breaking news that his name is on it. But like, yeah, I mean, like now I'm starting to think because of John's reaction, maybe he's selling his house. I didn't think that before. I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah, he's like extra mad.
But like, let's pretend the world thinks that. Let's pretend you go on CNN, Fox News, all media outlets, no matter their political side. Everyone's reporting Stuttering John selling his Florida home. And then it doesn't happen. So what?
Well, you
Where
lie.
are we then?
You lie. He's lying.
Yeah, I lied, I guess. You got me for lying, John. Hey,
No.
John, I also lied about Craig being a pedophile when I say he's not one, you know? So, like, I lie about a lot of stuff. I said I wasn't going to talk about you either. So, I lie plenty.
I'll take that bet. You're selling your Florida house.
That's from you. $2.
Oh yeah, I'll absolutely $100. That's child's play. I'll take that bet.
I'll take that bet. You're selling your Florida house. Okay. I'm not. I will prove it. I will show you if it's for sale. Why don't we do it right now?
Oh, you know what, John? That's okay. John, actually, I'm fucking with you more than I realized. You don't have to do that.
I'm done.
This is where John fucks with himself way more than I'm capable of.
Right. He just wants.
I was just like, I was, you know, like I'm sure you probably do this with your kids. It's a fun way to fuck with a child, where you're like, I heard you don't even like pizza, and they're like, I do so like pizza. It's not what I heard. I heard you actually don't like pizza. I heard if we all get pizza today, I heard you don't want any. I do so. I love pizza. That's what John is doing. He's a child going, no, stop it. And now watch what this moron is about to do, because another moron is messing with him. Like, listen, I'm an idiot. And John, because I said John's selling his house, which why would I know that? John is about to show his address.
Uh-oh, we got some super chats here.
All right, should we hear those before we see what this doofus does on his own show?
Drew Peanuts, $2. John can't sell his house. It's Section 8.
It's not true.
Drew Peanuts again. $2. John's a deadbeat dad without a home.
These are all lies.
All lies. Hacko Burrow, $5. I'm John's realtor. He's selling. Asking price is $80K lower than what he bought it for.
Oh, no, that's interesting. John, we asked a realtor, and they answered.
Place is a dump. Asa is mad about the coke use there.
See, I don't know anything about that, but you told us to ask a realtor, and realtors are now chiming in.
Scola.
It'd be great if we only had realtors watching, and they were all like, as a matter of fact, he is selling his house.
Wow, how convenient that we tuned in today.
Oh, I didn't even realize this was the realtor episode.
Wow. This is improving.
I know you're not going to pay. You're a fucking douchebag.
Pay what, John? John, you said, I bet you $100 I'm not selling my house. Whatever? So if you sell in 10 years, I win. We didn't put a timeline on this. I said, I bet you said, bet me I'm not selling my house. I said, oh, I'll take that bet.
Yeah, John, you gotta go to the grave with those keys.
Yeah, John, now you can never sell it, or I'm coming for that $100. Oh, I am gonna come for that, John, with the passion that you woo Shuli's child. I am gonna be coming for that $100.
We didn't spend enough time on that, I don't think.
You know what, John? Posthumously, if your children sell that home, I'm showing up at your funeral. I'm saying, guys, I don't know if you know this. I don't know if dear old dad told, but watch this clip, which is clearly legally binding, where he owes me $100. It takes him so long.
Typing with a hammer.
This is for him to find his own house.
Where do I live?
Okay. Okay. Here you go, dummy. I don't care. Everyone knows my address.
John, why did you do that?
Here you go, asswipe.
John, I didn't want this.
Hold on, I'm rewinding because he called you an asswipe, which is unbelievable. Heckle.
John, I didn't want this. I'm sorry. I didn't want you to dox yourself.
Okay. Here you go, dummy. I don't care. Everyone knows my address. Here you go, asswipe. What does that say? That's my address. That's my house. What does that say? This home is currently off market.
Then, John, why would I make that bet? That's clearly... who would make a bet? I bet your house is for sale right now. No, it isn't. Want to bet?
Nice looking house.
Pay up, Mike. Come on. Just like Noga. Are you going to pay up, you dumb fuck? Hey, Lady K. All you got to do is look it up. It's not for sale.
What, Lady K is not my master. Why?
He is your master.
What are you tattling to my mommy now?
You guys are so fucking stupid.
You guys are stupid.
Like that's a test of knowledge. Is John selling? It was on the SATs, I believe. Is John Melendez in the year 2024 going to sell his home?
John, I have nothing to do with this.
Me.
Carl gets mad at you for this.
Yeah, Carl suspends me from WATS.
I just
I
realized
didn't realize.
I never responded to. He responded to me telling me to cease and desist. Did that thing ever get resolved?
I told him. Yes.
Oh,
Yeah. We never. I don't know if we talked about it on air or not, but I did tell him. Yeah.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
Come on, dummy.
I did. I'll tell you. I did debate just super chatting him $100 and being like, John, when I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But then I thought it was just funnier to dig my heels in.
Definitely.
Hey, John, you're on a show.
It's true. He just doesn't speak during his show.
Jesus Christ.
Hey up. Come on, motherfucker. Let's go, you prick. Where's the Hyundai? Come on. Everybody, clip it. My lost interest. Blind Mike just said that I'm selling my house, and he bet me a Hyundai. I just showed from today Redfin that says my house is currently off the market.
My God.
I need someone to clip that and then put the clip that you just made a few minutes ago after it.
Mike is now going to grape juice on the bet.
I'm going to welch on it. Get it?
Oh.
Why aren't you laughing? Yeah. So John, by the way, why would I bet if I said you're going to sell your house, why would it be listed today?
July 17th. Duh.
Then it would be insane for me to not take that bet. If the house was listed on the market,
I need people to show up. Allegedly, this would be funny. Don't actually do it.
Yes.
On that day, show up at the Florida house for the open house.
For an open house.
Don't actually. But that would be
John, where are you?
that would be so funny.
I'm making a look around.
I'm interested.
Yeah, obviously don't do that. But it is fun. Like, even if I was serious, of course I would mean in the future you're going to sell your house. You're going to sell your house doesn't mean you listed it 8 hours ago.
No shit.
So even in like the world of fake bets, he's wrong.
No shit.
But let's continue.
Hold on one second.
Take your time. What's happening? Hello. What's going on here? Am I being taken over by Stuttering John? Who says 1 second and then leaves me here? This is humiliating. In the midst of our
I was
Stuttering
muted.
John segment. Jesus Christ, what was going on?
It muted me, and I was responding to everything you just said. Realized
What a comedy of errors.
All right. Next we got deadline. This is my favorite.
By the way, John, like that's an instance. Also, goof on us if you want. We have moments like that too. We
Yeah.
look like fucking moron. I'm sitting here. I have no idea if I'm still on the air, and I have to talk without feeling like a complete embarrassment where I'm talking, but I don't really know if I'm talking to anyone. So you kind of see me going through that psychologically. Play that clip and make fun of it.
Yeah.
Instead of the clip where you think I'm accusing you of selling your house.
No, play the accusing one. That's still funny.
Yeah, of course, it'd be better for us. Yeah.
What? By Mike. I'll up the bet to 1K you're selling. Dude, you're a fucking
100 is child's play. Make it 1,000.
What? By Mike. I'll up the bet to 1K you're selling. Dude, you're a fucking, you know what? I'm I'm kicking you out. I'm going to give you 10 minutes to send that Hyundai. If you don't send that Hyundai, I'm kicking you the fuck out. You bet me, I prove you wrong. Now fucking put your money where your mouth is, or you're going to be blocked forever.
Well, this is when I was faced with something I thought I would never have to deal with in my life. This is what separates the men from the boys. I was faced with the decision: do I super chat John $100, or do I pay the ultimate price?
1,000 now.
And that's what you're about to see a man make a decision that could change the course of his life forever.
I don't know how you're ever going to see this.
Blind Mike, you're listening to House on July 17th. No, I'm not. Pay the fucking piper. You know what? You're done. You're done. You didn't want to pay the bet? You're done. John's beer breath.
Now, for those of you that don't know, what you're done means is I am no longer able to send John money for him to read my comments. And frankly, I knew the risks of what I was doing, but I don't know that I had really come to grips with them, you know?
Right.
Like, sure, I knew when I set out on this brave venture, when I said that John was selling his house and I was lying about it, I knew there was a possibility that I wouldn't be able to super chat him anymore. But did I really know what that meant? Had I fully internalized it and thought about the ramifications of all of that? And ultimately, the answer is no. I don't think I realized how much worse my life would be if I couldn't send John $2 for him to read lies that I'm making up anymore.
That was it.
It's very sad. So now I'm just going to have Milk John's mom do it for me or something, you know?
Who better?
Yeah. So that's it for our John coverage today, huh?
That's it.
Well, guys, you let him know that he is July 17th. It's definitely not just a day I made up out of thin air. It's definitely not just a date close enough that I knew would get them all worked up. I really believe I have intel. I have serious information that suggests, not just suggests, clearly states John will be selling his house on July 17th. I'm definitely not lying about that, even though I said 45 times that I am lying today.
You still won't hear any of this.
Nope. You'll just hear that one clip, if anything.
Hack Ride will make that whole segment cut down to just that part, and he still won't hear it.
Yeah. All right, everyone. So that was our John coverage. Should we get to some other stuff finally?